Oh shit, the voopoo drag version 2 is here. Yeah, man, voopoo. Oh god, I can go to voopoo all day. Okay, here's the deal with voopoo. They came out with the drag version 1. I don't know how long ago it was, but it was killer, man. After that device, they just started coming out with products left and right, left and right, left and right, and they were A all day. And then they boned a reviewer. Not literally, but figuratively. They treated a reviewer like shit. It went viral. Everybody and their brother went up in arms. They were like, "Oh, fuck you, voopoo. We're done." Same type of shit that happened to me back in 2016. voopoo, I get it. I know what you're going through. It just sucks, doesn't it? But you got to keep persisting. You got to keep persevering, and you'll get back. Well, here's the deal. They did keep persevering. voopoo, you got to give it to them. They did persevere. They came back with this mother chucker, the voopoo version 2, the drag version 2. It's so much better, in my opinion, than the version 1. First of all, it's got sharp edges like the version 1, but it's a little bit rounded. It's a newer model is what it is. A newer model that, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those cars. You know, the cars back in the day that had the sharp edges, and then as, time went on, things started to smooth out a little bit. That's how this is. Yeah, baby, it smoothed out a little bit. Got that resin panel on the front, got the drag on the back. But yeah, it comes with a nice tank with 2 mesh coil heads. It kicks ass, man. And then you got this drag version 2 mini. In my opinion, I think it's better than this mother chucker. I like it better because it's smaller. It's got a built-in battery, but I like it because it's smaller and it's got a built-in battery. It's a little bit lighter, but I tell you what, man, both these mods got some heft to it. Okay, with this one, it's 18650 compatible, dual 18650, so you could take your batteries out and charge them up. For me, like I said, the built-in batteries, I'm a lazy ass. I don't care about taking batteries out and charging them up. And here's the deal. The reason why I don't care about it is because I'm a reviewer. I'm constantly testing stuff and going from product to product to product. It's just so much easier, man. Oh, just pick up the mod, pop it on a charger, and go. And that's why I like it. Really, it is. It's just convenient. But for most of you vapors out there, you're going to want a, a dual 18650 mod where you can take the batteries out and charge them up. Unless you're a freaking newbie and you don't want to deal with that bullshit, at least you got the option. Fact is, guys, voopoo, they're back, man. They're back with a vengeance. So the juice I'm rocking in this U4 sub-ohm tank, man, I can't get away from it. It's Red's Apple, and I typically do not gravitate towards apple e-juices, but this mother chucking stuff is phenomenal. It's like crack. Can't stop hitting it. And you can get that on over at vapetrick.com, VAPETRIK, vapetrick.com. Check it out. You got this 0.120 mesh coil head in here. I'm vaping her at 50 watts. That's it. 50 watts, and I got the airflow about halfway open. Let's go. Easily an A, baby. Oh, man. And the airflow you get off this tank is smooth. It is loud, but it's smooth. All damn day. Okies banging dokies. So here's the packaging. The V2 and the Mini come in. Of course, inside that packaging, you're going to receive your mod. You get a USB cable to charge that mod. Comes with the U-Force T2 tank. Included is an additional straight glass tube, an extra coil head, and some extra O-rings. And last but certainly not least, you get this little envelope which includes your user manuals and your warranty card. So whether you get the Drag V2 or the V2 Mini, you got a resin panel on one side. It's all black, and then it says Drag on the other, and that's for both mods. You get 3 color options for the V2. You get this one, this bad boy, and this chuckalucker. Now, as far as the Mini goes, same thing. You got the resin panel on one side. It says Drag on the other, and here's one of the color options. Here's another for you. And then last, you got this one. Both the Drag V2 and the V2 Mini come with the same sub-ohm tank, the U-Force T2, but the Drag Mini comes with 2 different coil heads than the Drag V2. At the top of this tank, it comes with a matchy resin proprietary drip tip. I like this drip tip. Super comfy. It fits good. But the only thing is, this is not 810 drip tip compatible. This is not 510 drip tip compatible. That's definitely a con. She's got easy peasy top fill. You just find this little arrow right here, right above the U-Force, and then you just slide it open. You can't really pour your juice in because the slot's flush. It doesn't indent, and it's not quite big enough. That's another subjective con. But if you got a nipple tip or even a dropper, I mean, it's pretty easy. Oh yeah, and this puppy chucker holds 5 mils of juice with the bubble tank. Now with the other tank, the additional straight glass tube, it'll hold about half that, maybe a little bit less. At the base of this tank, she's got triple bottom adjustable airflow. You grab hold of the airflow ring, it stops in one direction, stops in the other. Perfect amount of restrictiveness, and whatever you adjust on this side is going to be the same on this side, and you get a ton of airflow for this. Airflow hogs, you're going to like it. And the airflow's smooth too. At the base of this device, she's got a slightly protruding solid gold-plated 510 pin. Threads are obviously nice and smooth. So with the Drag V2, you get a 0.4 ohm coil head, recommended vape 40 to 80 watts. The save vapes at its best between 55 and 65 watts. You get your organic cotton feed slots around the outside, and this is just a standard parallel coil. You use organic cotton inside, and I don't know why they include this coil head, because the Mini comes with a macro coil head that's mesh. voopoo, what are you guys thinking? Get rid of this shit. Pop the mesh in there. Mesh is just so much better on the flavor. The flavor off this is meh, average at best. The other coil head that comes with this V2 is a 0.2 ohm or 65 to 100 watts recommended. They say vapes at its best between 75 and 85 watts. You got your organic cotton feed slots. watts, and this is a triple net coil head. Not a huge fan of this one. At first, it's good. The flavor's good, but this thing dies out on me after about 5-6 days. It doesn't last long, and it's because it's using that net mesh. You see that in there? Not covering as much surface area. It's not smooth surface area like just regular mesh, so your cotton's going to collapse a lot faster. Now, here's one of the coil heads that comes with the Mini. This is the 0.13 ohmer, 50 to 100 watts recommended. They say vapes has best between 70 and 80 watts, and this is a true macro mesh coil head and phenomenal. The one I have in the other tank still going on 2 weeks, guys. Flavor's great. And here's the other coil head that comes with the Mini, 0.6 ohmer, 24 to 28 watts. This is definitely meant for your lower wattage vapor. Uses organic cotton around the outside, and it's got a single mesh. No, I'm sorry, single strip. And because the wattage rating is so low, it's going to last longer than all the other coil heads that come with this. Back to this Drag V2. First of all, she's primarily made of zinc alloy with a little bit of resin. She's about 89 millimeter by about 52 millimeter by about 32 millimeter. At the top of the mod, you got a somewhat centered 510 connection, stainless steel 510 connection threads, gold plated spring loaded 510 pin, and that's a pro for me. Over here on the side, you got your fire button, you got your menu screen, you got your wattage up, wattage down buttons, and your USB port. Again, on this side, you got your resin panel. It says voopoo down here, and on the back, it says Drag. And this is where your magnetic battery door is. Oh yeah, on the bottom, it says designed by voopoo in California, made in China, and you got your vent holes. Back to the function buttons though. I like the fire button, like how it indents and how it protrudes. It is comfy, doesn't move around at all, solid, and it's nice and clicky. You guys probably can't hear that, but I could feel it, and it feels good. And same thing with these wattage up, wattage down buttons. I like how they protrude. Easy to get to. To get into this battery door, all you gotta do is get your fingernails in here, and whoop, she pops right open. Today, I'm gonna be using these Home Life batteries. Batteries not included. But yeah, like I said, this is a dual 18650 battery mod. And as you guys can see up top, it says just Drag Gene Chip. That's the chip that's in this puppy chucker. And of course, here's what the battery tray looks like without the batteries in there. Everything is super duper clean. Here's the inside of the battery door. You got your magnet up here, magnet down here. Again, everything's super clean. Go ahead and pop this puppy chucker on there. Magnets are strong, man. I mean, they ain't going anywhere. And everything sits nice and flush. What I really like about this mod is you still have some of the sharp edges that the V1 had, but it's more smooth, more rounded off. It's just a better looking mod, IMO. Here's the main menu screen for this puppy chucker. You got your dual battery gauge, your resistance, your voltage, your second counter, and then your wattage. And you see how it's blinking? Well, it's only going to be blinking on camera. In real life, it's solid bright. It's definitely like an old school menu screen. You got no color options. It's not huge. Some of you guys may view that as a con. So yeah, with this Drag V2, it vapes all the way up to 177 watts. It does not round robin. That's a con. Click this fire button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 again. You got stainless steel, nickel, titanium. In temperature mode, you obviously have your Fahrenheit or your Celsius, and you got your wattage in the middle. And to adjust the wattage mode and temperature, all you gotta do is hit this fire button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And see how it's blinking? You can adjust it from there. And if you want to go back to regular wattage mode, all you gotta do is hit the fire button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. We're back in wattage. That's pretty much the basics, guys. Yeah, you got TCR, you got all these other options, which I don't give a flying fart about. All I want's my regular wattage, and that's what I get with this. Now, as far as the Mini goes, it's pretty much the same mod, except it's smaller and it's got a built-in battery. And it's got less wattage. So it's not the same mod, but same type of design, same type of feel, same look. Built-in 4400 milliamp hour battery. She's got the same mini screen, same menu settings, except this one vapes all the way up to 117 watts, not 177 watts. Check out the size comparison. Here's the V2 on my left, and then you got the Mini on my right. They're about the same thickness, guys, but as you guys can see, the Mini's definitely shorter. Like I said, I really like the Mini over the V2. As far as the voopoo Drag version 2, I like it better than the 1. Hits like a truck full of dildos. The Gene Chip, it's an upgraded Gene Chip. It feels good. And you know what? It's way more comfortable in the version 1. Has a little bit of those sharp edges, but it's also smoothed out just the right amount. Voopoo, if you're watching, you did a hell of a job with this mod. As far as price points goes for both these kits, the Drag version 2 and the Drag version 2 Mini, I'm seeing them sell anywhere between 60 and 90 bucks. I know that's everywhere, all over the place. And you guys know me. Of course, I'm going to post a link down in the description of the site that I know of that is credible that will be carrying both those kits. All that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, liked it, found it entertaining and helpful. If you did like it, well, then hit that like button. Let me know that you care and share it for all your friends to see. And if you want to see some more of me, well, then go on and subscribe for more. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future. The future is now.